Hello, this is Zach Clark at Development and Leadership Coaching. This time of year, I get a lot of questions about annual fund or annual giving. I'm always surprised when I get a call from someone and they want tips on how to write an annual fund request letter, a solicitation letter. Normally they're thinking about their annual fund as a one-time action, maybe with a few reminders and putting the annual fund need in their communications and their newsletters and their emails, maybe in their signature lines. There's all kinds of ideas that normally people ask me my opinion about. But at Development and Leadership Coaching, we actually encourage you to take a little bit different approach. So today I'm going to give you two really high impact strategies that you can use immediately that are going to totally transform your success this year in your annual giving. Number one, I want you to think about the fact that money is given in response to follow-up. The decision to give is usually made instantaneously and emotionally, spiritually led when you ask in some way, whether it's a letter, whether it's a phone call, whether it's a face-to-face visit. The problem is we can't actually see when the decision is actually made. So the follow-up is where the real work is done. Really, don't spend any time explaining to me how you ask or how often you ask. It just doesn't matter. The key question is, how often should we be following up? And the answer to that is a whole lot. I tend to believe that you should keep your request for giving relatively small during the year in terms of frequency, but your follow-up efforts should be continual. Don't put pressure on people to give. Put pressure on people to make a decision, to stay in contact, to be praying, to be thinking. So what I want you to do this year, I want you to go ahead, if you haven't already, get your annual fund appeal letter out. Get the email out, get the big ask out, whatever it is that you do, okay? Hopefully it's already done. If not, get it done. Get it out there in front of people. But put your energies in the follow-up. I want to see you sending email follow-up. I want to see you sending postcards. I want to see you integrating the message into all the various tools that you have. Ask them once and then follow-up, follow-up, follow-up. At least 3 follow-ups between now and the end of December. You will be stunned and amazed at the impact that this will have on your annual giving this year. The second strategy is far more significant because it's going to change the way you and the people around you think about your annual giving need, your goal. I'm going to use as an example, let's say your annual fund goal is $200,000 by the end of next spring or next summer. Maybe it's $1 million, but I'm going to use the example of $200,000. What I challenge you to do, even if your whole development team is just you, or if you have 10 people or 20 people on your team, I want you to hold a meeting. Okay, hold a meeting with yourself, hold a meeting with your team, but I want you to change your goal. And I don't mean publicly, but we're going to change this goal in our heart, and we're going to change this goal in our mind. We're going to take this $200,000 goal that you have for the year, and we're going to change it starting now. Our goal is now $200,000 every month. That's the internal goal. And we're not going to communicate that publicly. We're not going to ask people to run toward that goal. They'd think you were crazy, just like you probably think I'm crazy. But here's what this is going to do. It's going to unlock capacity in your heart and in your thinking and in your activity starting this week. If you were going to see $200,000 given each month, what would the Lord be calling you to do? Who would you be talking to? Who would you be meeting with? Who would you be following up with? What would be the compelling reasons that you would challenge people to think and pray about this need and about this goal? Stop thinking about your annual giving goal and start thinking about taking that yearly goal and translating into every month. If you think this way, if you pray this way, and if you work this way, you're going to completely approach the work differently, and it's going to unlock ideas and activity and effort that you never knew you had in you or your organization. Take these two strategies, put them to work, do it now, and you're going to see a huge, huge difference this year. I'm praying for you. Take what I'm saying seriously and apply it, to you and your work and your ministry.